Just posted in the Naked Comedy Show Facebook group. So it's a safe space.
Hi.
Introduce them.
Okay, so let's bring on our second group of guests. We got Kylie Alexander and Will Martin.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, that made me sound like Will.
No, that's me. I'm Will Martin.
Ignore the video if you're watching on YouTube. But this is So Will, is this your second or third time doing it? Okay. Yeah. So this is good. So part of the fun of the show is we talk to people. They haven't done it yet, and then we're going to interview them afterwards. But there was no podcast last month when you had made your debut. So we'll start with the usual questions. How did you find out about the show, and what made you interested in becoming part of it?
I was trying to think back to when I heard about the show for the first time, because it was years ago. I mean, it was a really, really long time ago, I feel like. And I think it might have been while I was at Beanpot, I was doing improv at Improv Boston, and then people were talking about the schedule, and they sort of mentioned offhand, oh, there's a naked stand-up show. But at the time, it was also pitched to me like this very weird thing where there was 8 people in the audience, and they were all weirdos. And that's not it at all.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Someone's trying to sabotage the Naked Show.
No one would ever do it if that was true.
Totally. But and I wanted to do it for a while, and that's you post on Facebook hey, and appreciate that. Messaged Andy, and did it first time in January, and I had a super good time. It was really fun. Yeah. And I just wanted to do it all the time. Basically, I was that's too wild to not do.
Yeah, so you heard about it, and it was just you never considered making the jump on your own until you found out that there was some available spots.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I never know what to how much to push with booking. I don't know. I don't want to be a hassle, but it's fun to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but could I maybe have 2 minutes if it's okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and now there are. It's funny you mentioned 2 minutes. Not that I have not that I have a lot of experience being naked for 2 minutes, but there is a segment in the show, and I'm hopeful maybe we can get some people after the show to come on and talk about it. But we open it up to the audience, and audience members are welcome to come backstage, disrobe, and tell a joke. And sometimes people are hesitant, and sometimes people are very excited to do it, and they come backstage, without even a joke.
Sure.
And I've been hanging out, and it's got to the point where Andy puts me on alert. He says, you got to give them a joke if they come back.
I've been back there when people were frantically someone needs to tell this girl what to say.
Yeah.
And I'm always I'm not good on the fly, so.
No, I mean, the Naked Show is all about no fly. But, see? But the thing is that I learned an important lesson once, and that is to just give them a dumb kid's joke or something.
Every time you give it, it's always some limerick.
Yeah. Because one time I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to give him an old one-liner of mine that I like, but isn't in the rotation or something.
Right.
And I forget which one it is. If I remember it, I'll bring it up. But maybe it's because I gave it to the person and they're like, nah. I was like, I think it was because it's very my personality, and they're just
why would I say I look homeless?
I'm not wearing a ski cap. So
I don't
have a beard. It won't make any sense.
I look like a cool ex-skateboarder.
Doesn't live anywhere. Yeah. So that I've learned my lesson. That's all jokes from popsicle sticks.
Sure.
Kylie,
I would cry if they were like, "Oh, who wrote that?"
I know, but sometimes people are like, "I got this," and they'll just ramble for 2.5 minutes to the point where Andy almost has to pull them off stage.
It probably is safer to give them something because they're left to their own devices.
Yeah, and in fact, one time I brought someone to the show, and they got really drunk, and that's what they did.
Oh no!
And I was like, I didn't tell Andy that I brought them to the show. He's like, who's that girl? I'm like, I don't know. Why is she talking to me? Wasn't a girl that I was dating or anything.
Well, that's good.
Which I have done before, but they've not performed
That's true. You've brought like a date here.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was fine. I mean, I told them about it, and it
Sure.
was someone that I had been like seeing for a while.
Okay.
There have been other comics, hopefully that we could have on the show in the future, that put it out there to someone that they had just met
Sean
online.
Carter.
Oh yeah, Sean Carter. He said, well,
Let's face it, it was Sean Carter.
Sean Carter. Follow him on Twitter as Sean Carter's because Sean Carter was taken. So I don't think that they did come, but
yeah, I don't think she ended up showing up, but it was his first time even doing it himself. And
I mean, he was just being
like
honest. They asked if you have any
Bumble or
shows, and he said, well, I do have a show coming
yeah, and she had kind of a tepid response, like, why would you do that or something? It wasn't like fun and
A
excited.
good question. But
Yeah. Have you now? Well, Kylie, we'll first get into how you found out the show and what brought you to becoming a staple of the lineup, I guess.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know I was.
I think you are. I mean, you're pretty
No.
consistently. You're a naked staple. Yeah.
Kind of
Steak
similar. Nipple, no.
Nipple staple? Yeah, there was a guy who, one of the audience members last time had a bunch of piercings. No nipple staples, but go on.
Oh God, did he?
He also had, he had some, we'll get into it. He had like several nutsack piercings.
Holy!
I did not know. I thought you would.
Is that the Prince?
The Prince Albert?
Albert?
Prince Albert in the can? No, Prince Albert I think is through the head. Yeah.
Right.
What?
Well, you don't know.
Are you not familiar with royalty?
At Gordon College, that's a must.
Ah!
You're like, you got a Prince
That's
Albert?
like the classic evangelical piercing is through the head of the penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a religious background. We'll get into that.
Cool.
Um,
Hey, but sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. No, don't be sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, kind of similar. Just heard about it, and then just kind of was generally. We were just talking about how we like didn't hesitate. Like the first time I even heard about it, I was like, I will do that at some point. But I at the time just kind of didn't know like who to talk to or anything. And then I talked to Kayla Avery, and she was like, you have to do it, and like told me who to message. And she was like, Andy loves anytime a girl wants to do it because a lot of times it's usually like an all male.
There was a long stretch where there was just all men, and
yeah.
So it's just fun. I mean, any show that's all men is less fun, I think.
Yeah.
Just to have some.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like you might just be saying that.
I'm not saying
benefit.
that. There are so many all male shows in Boston now. It's weird because it's like I don't like I want to passive aggressively post a comment that says finally a night for the fellas.
I've done it a couple times and I've gotten like angry responses.
No.
Yeah, I say it on stage if I'm on one of the shows, which is less. I'm less and less on any shows now, but except the Naked Show and the Roast Battles.
Hey.
Yeah, at one point I think Phoebe Engel was hosting the studio, and she just posted like the lineup, and it's not like they have lots of women, but it was just one week where I had seen that like one too many times, and I just wrote a lot of dudes. Like it wasn't even like aggressive or anything. I got a bunch of kind of like passive aggressive. Yeah.
A lot of harumphs.
Yeah. Well, that's good for podcasts, right?
Yes.
Hands on the hips.
Yeah, but it's not even. I mean, and the Naked Show isn't like a sexy show. People, I think, mistakenly paint it that way in some regards. So.
It's not inherently sexual.
No. Yeah. People kept asking me. I was like, oh, I did a naked show. And they're like, did you get, I don't know if I can talk about
You say whatever you want.
Cool. They're like, did you get hard? And I was like, no. Like, no. I don't know even
really, you weren't turned on by all the strangers?
All the strangers looking at you in the stage lights.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, I don't get, like, I was like, I guess, I mean, if you're into that, cool, but it's not a sexy show.
No.
Yeah.
If you have a fluorescent fetish, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I always say that, like, I swear to God, I'm not even just saying this, but I swear this is one of the shows I feel like most safe
Right.
Yeah. Like, I would rather this show than be in, like, some scary bar, fully clothed,
Mhm.
Like I've never felt unsafe here. It's only been at other shows in my life where I'm like, ooh, I'm not gonna leave here unraped.
Yeah, but you know, the room it's a sorority room, and it's in a club, and they're not just letting. If it was at the Middle East down the street, where people can come in and fucking throw bottles at the stage,
will.
Yes,
not even make hits.
And like don't get kicked out. They're just like, well, I guess we're dealing with that for the next 4 hours.
Yeah. There's no one there to like wrangle anybody. It's just like, well, looks like we got a new friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please. Well, we got an epic man tonight, our sidekick. So that's how you found out about it, and okay. I feel like, what was I going to ask before that?
Why?
No.
Why?
Did you feel any trepidation before the first time you did it, and what was it like? Because I guess I didn't get into your first experience.
Sorry, Will.
Hey, no.
Because you're the most precious of the lineup.
Okay, cool. I gotta say, it was surreal that first time. I don't know, maybe this is a narrative people have already sort of talked through a while, and stop me if that's true, but I knew it was a naked show. I knew for years that it was a naked show. I was excited to perform on the naked show. And then Andy gets up there, and I look through the main stage doors, and I'm like, he's naked. Like, he is so naked.
You're like, oh, it's real.
And part of my head, I think, was thinking that it would be blurred out by my eyes. You know what I mean?
It should be said this is Improv Boston, not Improv Korea, so the genitals are not blurred out.
We don't have the technology yet.
Yeah. So, and then again, there was this sort of, wow, I'm very nervous for this, but like, here we go. And then it was, I've been in underwear in green rooms all the time. I've done theater shows. So when I was backstage in my underwear, I was like, this is okay. And then it was like time for me to go up, and to take the underwear off was bizarre. It was crazy. It was like,
am I gonna get in trouble?
Yeah. I'm like, this can't be right. Like someone's
gonna stop me.
Right. Like, going out there. Like part of me wants to do this sometimes, but it would be inappropriate. And now it's expected. So it was it was a really good first time. And then
you worked hard.
No.
How can you be hard for like 5 minutes and carry on a conversation anyway? I couldn't even carry on a sexy conversation with someone I'm about to have sex with. It would be hard.
My life, I just walk around
right now
with a raging bony.
Bony.
Bona?
I don't know.
Bona. That's what I call it.
Bona.
Matt Bona.
Bona.
Yeah, I mean, and there's been people actually worried that someone will dose you with Viagra. What? No one's going to do that.
Someone took it voluntarily. I don't know if you remember that.
Really? When? I don't think I was here for that. Everyone's going to be so
irritated with me because I tell the story every time.
I've not heard it because I have missed a couple months.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I don't know if he would want me to.
Okay, you don't have to say his name.
I think he would be okay because I think he told the audience he did it.
I mean, was he erect on stage?
No, it didn't kick in until after.
Serves him right. That's funny. Yeah.
Jack Burke. I love him.
Yeah, you can. He's our generation's Mike O'Brien.
Don't say little.
No. Not little in that sense.
Yeah.
Our big strong man. I just meant little in that, like, he's such a funny, like.
Yeah, he's a scamp.
Muppet man.
Scamp. That's a good word.
Scamp is perfect. Muppet was wrong.
Yeah, that's funny because I think that I definitely have seen him on the show, and it's always been early, so it's funny that was a result because of that.
And he had friends and stuff in the audience.
No, okay, that's one thing I want to ask, because sometimes people, when I tell them, that's the thing I was going to ask you guys. If you promote it, or if you tell people, oh, I did the naked show, or I'm doing the naked show. I mean, I've done both because I'm like a co-producer, so I would try to do my best to spread the word.
Yeah.
And but the people are always, are they really naked? Are you really naked?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's not.
They think
a
it's
clever
like
name.
underwear.
And I'm like, wait a minute, it's not clever at all. They're like, that's like the naked truth. You just
You guys just like raw with your emotions.
Yeah. No,
No.
that is not the case.
Nudity.
We are raw with our skin. And
It is odd to see someone
do you guys
naked.
both do barefoot too?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Me too. I think it's
Yeah.
weird. Not. I mean, whatever. Some people are like, "This stage is dirty" or something.
Oh my
They
God.
mop
Like,
it
what are you
all
gonna
the
do?
time. I mean,
Yeah, you might as well.
do.
Everything else is gonna be
Yeah.
yeah.
gone.
Socks,
Exactly.
that would feel dorky to me personally.
Yeah, I've
To have
seen people
socks
do
on.
it, and it does look dorky.
Well, the thing with
Yeah.
shoes is you take them off to get naked, and then you put them back on. But I'm not. I don't want to ostracize anyone that's done the show who does wear shoes.
Sorry.
But you know, it's all right. If you have really
worn
cool
the socks?
shoes, no. Oh, you know what? One time I wore socks because I was working my job with the duck tours, and I had duck socks.
Oh yeah.
And I had worked all day, so it like they were kind of smelly. So I just kept them on. Well, I just kept them on, so I wouldn't have to like put back on damp socks.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to keep them on.
Yeah.
You know what?
I didn't wear them Red Hot Chili Pepper style. I kept them on my feet.
You mean like flea?
Yes, like every flea fly. Although there was one month where they had and this was the most bizarre one. I wasn't here for it. Not that I was protesting it, but during the Women in Comedy Festival, they had the naked show, but I don't know if there was just a consensus, but they came to a compromise, a bullshit compromise, where just everyone wore bathing suits.
What's the point of that?
Exactly. It
Because you
seems
either want to do it or
it
you
seems
don't.
worse. Like that's the like,
I would feel less comfortable.
yeah.
I look better. I look thinner naked than when things are like squeezing me and you know what I mean.
Sure.
You
Sure.
will.
Well, no, I didn't want to. I didn't. I guess I can't speak to that. That's you know.
Do you think women should be naked or partially clothed?
That's
Will?
the answer I'm avoiding. Yes, that's exactly what I don't want to answer.
In your preference.
Oh my gosh.
No, but did you tell people that you were doing it like it so they could come to see you, or were you like, I'll just tell them that I did it afterwards?
I have done both, and I've like, not like random people. I've told like friends, like I have a show tonight, just you know, it's the naked show. I've had a couple friends come
Yeah.
violently while I was
There
on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've similarly, generally, I tell people, like I have a few good friends in Beverly who have seen my stand up a number of times because they're very nice friends that come to shows. So they've already seen me do stand up, and I think they'd rather have just seen me clothed, doing stand up. So I mention it for fun, but I don't.
You don't anticipate that they'll
I
actually
float
pick
it
up
out
on that.
there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they think that's a fun idea, then
Yeah, I told one coworker after the fact
Mm.
last time because we're very close. She's like best friend at work, and I would tell like my boss or anything. It was just like, oh, I did stand up last night. I was naked, and I was like, it's kind of fun. But I didn't tell her today. I wasn't like, again, I'll be naked, because that would be
Right.
red light. That would not be good. So, yeah, but we'll see.
Now, one time I had this happen to me. I was at Thanksgiving in my house, and I have female cousins, and I overheard them talking. The oldest of them was bringing the younger two. I think they're like 7 years younger than I am. So they're like, "Oh, we're going to this naked show," and I'm like, "Oh, this naked show? I can probably guess which one. Whether or not going to New
We're
York."
going to one of the naked shows.
Yeah.
But I didn't say I'll be there. I didn't. Because whatever, my family knows what I do comedy. They know I'm a weirdo, but I'm
Were you on the show that
They
night
go to
that they
that
I'm
one?
went?
always on. If I'm in town, I'm
So
usually
it
on
was
the
just a
show.
surprise that you were on the show?
It was a surprise to them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you didn't tell them?
No. I didn't tell them until I came out of stage. I was like, I think my cousins are here, and they raised their hands. They're in the second row, and
Oh,
one of them
that's
said,
close.
"Oh, we can't see anything." So I stood up on the stool. And, got a big laugh.
You're like, so I went out into the audience,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
right in their face.
No. But then I told a joke, like a newer joke that kind of fell flat. Hey, remember when I showed my cousins my dick?
You can say that anytime.
Brought
from
me
now
back
on.
into my good graces.
Like,
Yeah.
It's always
Well,
been.
remember the time?
Yeah, they haven't been to a Thanksgiving since. We're cool. We're all on good terms. And my family was, they thought it was funny. They weren't like, how could you? So like I exposed, like, listen, it would have been way worse if they saw me naked at Thanksgiving.
Right.
And,
At least this is the right contact.
Yeah, it's all about contact.
yeah, exactly.
You were like, I do comedy. I'll be at the naked show, and here's my penis. It would be.
Who wants a preview?
Right.
Who
Yes.
wants a sneak preview?
Now, what do you guys have to say about if there was any other comics who were on the fence about doing it or wondering about it? What would your
Sure. I would say I would really recommend doing it. I wouldn't push it on you, but it's one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been once, so I don't know.
But the favorite shows that you've done?
Yeah, like probably like top 5 favorite, and not just like gimmick shows or like specific, like all time. Not that I've done that many, but like come on, let's be honest.
But I
But
started comedy last Tuesday.
I've done 6 shows. But it was just so fun. The audience is so nice, and you get to have this experience that, I mean, how could you pass that up? That's too cool. So I would highly recommend it. But hey,
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for coming on. We're gonna bring on our next guest. But if you want to, tell people backstage if they want to come on. They already went up. Like Salong and Rick. I'm not sure where we are on the show. It's about 10, so
Okay.
I would
it's
say
just
they're probably
started.
about 2 comics in.
Good.
One comic already went up. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
And do you have?
And
What would
he's
you
back.
say?
He's here.
Let's say.
Oh yeah, Kylie.
Hi. Huh?
Oh yeah. So say if any
No,
comic.
Matt, not if you don't want to.
No. I wasn't kicking you out, but
I get
we've
it.
got the person who was the first comic performing tonight is also helping usher comics backstage. So I was pointing out that he was on, not being like he's on instead of you.
Get the hook like
Yeah.
it's vaudeville or something.
No, like you're an audience member telling a joke.
What was it? What would I say to other
Yeah.
comics?
Yeah, if they're like, why did you do that? Why would you do that?
If they're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, or like, I would never do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's worth doing at least once, because it's like going like bungee jumping or something, and it's like a real
It's got its ups and
test.
downs.
It's a real test of your bravery, I think.
Mm,
And other shows feel a lot easier after that,
very true.
like in
Awesome.
comparison.
Yeah.
So, and the audience is always pretty nice,
Super nice.
because they really don't want to let someone bomb
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
their pussy out.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Thanks, Dad.
Is that true?
So true. Can't bomb with your pussy out, baby.
All right, Will and Kylie, thank you guys so
Hey,
much.
thanks for having
Let's
us.
have a good
Thanks for
show.
listening.
All right.